Welcome to Everyone Can Jam. This is a place where everyone can learn to play music, and you can learn more about my online music school by visiting my website, www.everyonecanjam.com. And there you can find blogs and other video lessons and PDFs with resources that can help you. And today's lesson is a very simple to learn three-finger exercise, which can help you a lot when you're a beginner, or if you've been playing for a while and you need to change your technique because you've been injured, or maybe you feel like a better technique would help you play more smoothly through difficult passages. Exercises are pretty magical. I used to avoid them because the playing was going fairly well and I was in a hurry to get on with the music, but I did end up injuring myself and had to change my technique a few different times to continue to develop ways that I can continue to play without injuring myself. And there's an important thing to remember, that there's a big difference between playing music and practicing movement. In order to play music, we have to use very specific movements. And when we practice, part of our practice is just learning how to make those movements. It's not playing music yet. It might be a warm-up, it might be exercise, and then when you learn those perfect movements, then you can play music freely and expressively and soulfully. And that's just one great insight I gained from this book, which I will plug, First Learn to Practice by Tom Haney. And you can get that on Amazon. Lots of great tips in there about how to make your practice work really well for you. So this exercise is a three-finger exercise. The four-finger chromatic scale is popular, but for which would look like this. You may be familiar with it. But I don't like that for beginners, or if you're changing your technique. Prefer to just use three fingers. And what we're going to do is, before you start playing, be aware of what your wrist looks like when it's very relaxed. A relaxed wrist has a little bit of a bend here. It's not like this and it's not like that. So we don't want to be like this or like that when we play guitar either. We want to be as close to this as we can. You can't always be exactly like that. But you want to start with a nice straight wrist and nice and relaxed, and put it out under your guitar. This part of your hand right here, and this is just a starting place. There's no one exact shape of your hand, no one exact technique that is correct, because everybody's body is different. People's thumbs are bend differently, and there's so many different sizes and shapes of guitars, but there are principles, and one principle is start with this straight wrist. Let this part of your hand just gently touch the neck of your guitar. Let your thumb fall naturally where it falls, and try to do everything else by bending your fingers. And what I'm going to do now for playing on the first string is this part that touched the guitar, it is going to come down a bit, but my wrist is still pretty straight. Okay? And we're not going to go up. Often the chromatic exercise is taught going up, and there's a reason why you don't want to do that. I'll explain in a minute. Start with your third finger on the third fret. Place your finger close to the fret. The closer to the fret you are, the less hard you have to squeeze. You'll be close to the fret, not in front of it, not on top of it, not in the middle. Not here. Here. Okay. And you're going to be playing a little bit with the side, this side of your finger. So it's not a straight on, not a right angle thing. It's side of your finger. Start with third finger, third fret, and then play second finger, second fret. First finger, first fret, and then open. And if you're a small child, or if that's hard, just stick with one string. But if that's pretty easy, go on to the second string. and go as slow and carefully as you have to go to keep your technique good, keep your wrist straight. And so that's about it. Don't go down to the low strings if that seems difficult at first. Just after you do the easy strings, first, second, third string, you'll get a little better at it, and then you can do, but just do however much is easy. And doing this for about 5 minutes a day, if you focus and do it really well, can make a difference. What's happening is you're developing brain pathways to where your fingers are going to start obeying your brain better, and your brain can say, go, go here, and it'll go there. Let's see, and when you put this in your practice regularly, once it becomes easy to know what you want to do, use this as a time to focus on every little detail. Check your posture, make sure if you're standing, your feet are where they belong. If there's a place is a good posture, like if you've practiced karate or ballet or yoga or played golf, or so anything where you learned a natural, healthy way to stand, go there and make sure you're healthy and relaxed. If you have a bad habit of lifting your shoulder like I do and causing neck tension, this is a time just to check in and make sure everything's really healthy and relaxed. The reason, in case you're wondering why we're going down, it's a lot easier. It's natural to move your hands and fingers correctly if you start here with your third finger and go down. Most people keep their wrists straight and use their fingers very well. But I've noticed my students, if I start them down here and go up, usually what happens is something you don't want. You don't want that. And students just naturally seem to use a better technique if you start with the third finger and go down. So just do that for now, and then later on, you can try going up if you promise to keep your wrists straight. So I will see you next time. Have fun.